Happy Mountville Monday, everybody. Follow me as we give you a behind-the-scenes sneak peek of an exhibit that we did to celebrate Native American Heritage Month. In this video, you'll follow me in the behind-the-scenes process of creating the exhibit, and you'll hear from Kendra Abbott, the Research and Outreach Coordinator at the Alabama Museum of Natural History, about why exhibits are important. Tell us who you are.
So my name is Kendra Abbott, and I am the Research and Outreach Coordinator at the Natural History Museum. One of my primary jobs is to work with faculty and staff in writing their broader impacts, which basically just means how can I communicate the science they do to the general public. And most of the time we're doing that in exhibits. I think one of the cool things about exhibits is that they do all sorts of different things. So they communicate, they educate, they excite. So they're communicating a science, history, nature, basically a topic that we want to communicate something about.
I know that it varies from my experience, but can you tell the general public how long does it typically take to create and build an exhibit?
From start to finish, start would be so in my case, because I'm working a lot with the faculty, they start a research proposal that they will send off to some organization, National Science Foundation, NASA, various places, to get funded. So it would start, and they probably would take 6 months to a year to write that proposal, and then they get me involved at that point. Like, hey, this is the science I'm doing. How can we communicate that best to the public? So, it takes about a year to write the proposal. It a lot of times takes yet another year to get funding. So we're at 2 years now. And then once they get the funding, I usually have a year to plan and execute, create the exhibit. So that's 3 years. And then at the end of that third year, if everything has gone as planned, which generally it doesn't, it will probably take, we'll have some hiccups where we have to correct some things, change some things. So about 3.5 years after that, then we will, install the exhibit, and then it'll be up for, depending on the exhibit and how detailed it is, from a year to 5 years before we start the whole process again and reshape the exhibit. So it's kind of a long process.
So today I'm in the conference center. We are in the middle of building a pop-up exhibit, is what I like to call it, because it's going to be very brief and only 2 cases. Exhibits, most people don't realize, are very collaborative efforts. You need people who know how to do woodworking, who are artists, and then you also need the people who have the scientific expertise as well. So today I will be going to pick out the artifacts. I will also be sketching some cases the way that I would like the case to look so that the artifacts will fit in there perfectly. Hey everybody, so right now I'm at the Office of Archaeological Research. I'm going to go over to Erskine Ramsey Special Collections to look at some of the pieces that we're going to be using for the Food and Lifeways exhibit that will be on campus, the pop-up exhibit. Walking into Special Collections with Bill. So we're up in Special Collections about to pull some of the artifacts that we're going to use for the exhibit. So what you guys are looking at now is a very rudimentary sketch, but it'll help me figure out where I want the artifacts to go inside the exhibit case. As you can see, we're refurbishing the exhibit, and we have these little things that stick on the board. So what we had to do was use glue gun. As you can see it down there. We came up with the idea of putting the glue gun on these cotton balls and trying to stick it on there so it'll soak and get the tape portions of them off. It's worked, because there used to be tape here, and you can see it's clean now, but we have a lot more to go. So right now we're sitting here waiting on it to soak. And while it's waiting to soak, I am cleaning this glass. What's really cool about these display cases is that they're over 100 years old. So these cases are as old as Smith Hall. So right now we are starting to paint the shelving to go on, as you can see, to go inside the case. So that's Rosa, she's painting. Today is the day that we are installing shelves into one of the exhibit cases. One more day that we're working on the exhibit, and today we have our friends at Serving Alabama. They've been helping me this week. They've helped me cut out arrows, organize some of the artifacts, or even helping you with the daily photo challenge. They've even cut out stuff for this exhibit case. So we are greatly appreciative. Today we're at the Intercultural Center installing the exhibit. You can see it kind of behind me a little bit. So we added photos and got some stuff printed from the copier, from printing services. And yeah, we're almost ready to go.
You know, I don't have expertise in every single part of making an exhibit. I love getting the university folks involved in helping me create the exhibit, whether it's an artist or the facilities like the shop, the cabinet shop, or all these other, I try to use expertise all over the place. Students are a great help, and they can a lot of times pinpoint things that are really cool to students that I maybe have missed, and so we can incorporate those into exhibits. So I try to get a lot of people involved in the process of making the exhibits too.
Thank you to everybody who helped out with the Native American Foodways Southeastern Traditions in Alabama pop-up exhibit for Native American Heritage Month. This includes Dr. Alexander Benitez, Rosa Hall, Ali Sorley, John Newman, Kendra Abbott, and the Intercultural Diversity Center. Please make sure you like and subscribe so you can keep up with all the wonderful things we're doing this month to celebrate Native American heritage.